And this is why I always travel with fairy lights. Precisely why. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. I hope you're doing great. I'm not really sure what day it is, but um, I hope everybody's doing wonderful. This week is going to be really interesting. I'm very much looking forward to walking the Camino de Santiago here in Portugal, and we're going to be going into Spain. It's just something I've always wanted to do, so I'm really looking forward to it. This has already been kind of a magical trip, just in terms of the dreams that have come through. So I'm plugged into you guys, so I don't know. It just seems like this happens when something is really showing up for me. It's really showing up for you, or it's really going to show up for you. This room is navy blue on most of it, so it looks kind of like a cave. And it opens onto this beautiful mezzanine, and there's a pool and everything like that. But it just, this morning when I woke up, I was like, oh, wow, this is the Hermit's Cave. That's the first image that came to me. So I'm feeling like there's a lot of healing flowing through, maybe a lot of healing flowing through for you too, or this is what is possible. If I am plugged into that energetic field, then you are too. Okay? We are connected. I think you know that from watching videos on my channel. If you're drawn to my channel, we're plugged into the same kind of grid. Okay? So we'll be talking a lot more about 2025 this week in my astrology class. I'm going to record a video about what's coming up for 2025. Could be the biggest year yet in your life. And I know astrologers say that all the time, but I'm going to prove it to you why this is going to be true, especially for the collective. Okay. So full moon, that's on Thursday. Full moon. Wow. New moon. Yep. Shadow coming up here. And oh, good. Safe travel. I'm going to take one more. Nature spirits. Wow. So something about being out in nature, very healing for a lot of you, extremely important that you're allowing things to come up. It's, when you're doing healing work or when you're working on yourself in terms of, hey, I'm always blocked in terms of this part of my life. I don't know why love relationships are challenging or money is challenging. Part of what's so important about healing is that you let things surface. And, excuse me, you let things surface. And there's no point if you don't. I mean, no point, that's kind of strong. But like, it's going to keep having to be healed over and over again, or like you keep going through these modalities, or you keep going to healing practitioners or something like that, and it's like, I can't quite get this out. It's like you really have to do kind of like the hard slash gross work of opening up the wound and allowing the stuff to come out. That's possibly, especially when it's things that we don't want to know about, don't want to hear about, challenging memories or anything along those lines. I will say, excuse me, the full moon that's coming up, full moon in Pisces, is going to be very important for this particular thing. And, when we get to this, we've just had the new moon in Virgo. We just had that, and now we're going to have a new moon coming up in Libra at the beginning of the month. But this full moon on the 19th of September in Pisces, we have Saturn retrograding in Pisces right now. We have Neptune retrograding in Pisces right now. Next year, both Saturn and Neptune are going to kind of walk together into Aries. Big change. Going from Pisces to Aries. Pisces is the final zodiac sign of the zodiacal wheel. It's sort of like the very end of the year, right? Because Aries, when we step into, March 21st, Aries time, that is the beginning of the year. It's not the calendar year, it's the zodiacal year. It's the natural year. There's something about being natural in terms of your processing, your healing process, being natural about it. So, not aided by a lot of stuff that kind of whitewashes. It's like go right to it and let it come up. Let it be messy or whatever it needs to be. But there's something very holistic and natural about that. Also, very inspirational for you in terms of the new cycle that we're about to enter, new moon in Libra. And Libra is about new relationships, it's about new beginnings. Libra is that balancing energy. It's the ruler of the seventh house. If Aries is the first house, Libra is the seventh house. And so that is about the things we are drawn to. What are we being drawn to? We can be drawn to relationships that show us our shadow. That's really the most kind of the main driver of a lot of feelings and passion. And you're like, I don't know why this person makes me feel like that. Sometimes they're really just tickling your shadow. Okay. And I don't mean that. That's not dirty, Mary Jo. It's just what I mean by that is they're poking sticks at skunks. Okay. So if you've recently had this experience, someone has come back into your life, that was their purpose, was to poke sticks at skunks, poke sticks at your hurts, your things that most need to be healed. Because I feel like this, over the next 2 years, and we'll talk about this astrologically for sure, everything is going to change. And so it's like, this is the time to really, which direction are you going to choose? Are you going to go backwards or are you going to go forwards? All right. I haven't even pulled a tarot card yet. My God. 3 of Cups underneath, the Temperance card, the 7 of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Wands. I'm going to take this because some of you are dealing with a situation right now. People are in your life or coming into your life for purposes of some kind of lie surfacing. Some kind of lie, or some kind of lie you've been telling yourself, some kind of lie that other people have been telling you. And it is the thing that's been holding you back. So some kinds of childhood things could be resurfacing. Especially if this person is, okay, this covers a wide range of things that happen in relationships that cause you to feel abandoned or betrayed. If you're having a situation in a relationship right now that has to do with cheating, there's something about your family that is, your family upbringing that this situation is forcing you to look at so you heal it. And you're never going to heal it for your family, meaning if, let's say if you grew up in a family that had that kind of thing go on, you're not going to heal it for back then. Although I will say the way time works, there is a sense of us, since we are spiritual beings and we don't have a concept of time in the other realms. We are spiritual beings, and this body is kind of like the avatar of us in the 3D. So if you can imagine yourself sort of sitting somewhere with like a game controller or something like that, and your physical body is the avatar that they're moving around, right? We're in the game, right? We're in the matrix, we're in the game. And your spiritual being is over there going, okay, do I want to kind of do this side quest over and over and over again, expecting a different result? I got to heal that for my mom. I got to heal that for my dad. It happened 40 years ago or whatever. In linear time, yeah, it happened 40 years ago, but for you, it's still here. So if you're having those kind of experiences, there's likely somebody who's come around or is coming around or has come around that has made you feel really stuck and unable to move on from some kind of past trauma. I don't even know if you're putting it together in your mind that the situation that's right in front of you, if the reaction is deep and has a lot of tentacles to it, like shadow work does, if this person is really triggering you, or this person is really catching you deep in the feels or something like that, there is roots here, baby. And this person's job, their soul contract with you is, and Archangel Michael is bringing this in. So this can be a twin flame, or this can be a soulmate whose job it is for you to get that last bit of healing or last bit of stuckness up and out, up and out. All right, it's time for us to do that. Up and out. Ace of Cups. Wow. Tower. Judgment. 10 of Wands. 10. I feel 10 of Swords. Sorry about that. Queen of Pentacles. That's so juvenile of me. You know, when I see the 10 of Swords, that's my reaction, especially sitting under the tower. I'm like, ah. Okay. Knight of Cups. Knight of Swords. Page of Wands. So there's definitely a new opportunity coming in, or a person around you who is here sort of forcing you to look at something that you don't want to look at. If you are standing still right now and having to make a big decision, something that you don't necessarily want to do because it's messy and yucky and it will ruin everything and it will make things difficult for you, or it will make things at the very least not pleasant in your family or in a circle of people, that's what's being asked of you. It's like, it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep coming. This, if for you to okay, so if you choose, right, free will, do what you want. If you choose to turn and run away from things like this, or turn and walk away, or just pretend like it doesn't exist, then it sits. It doesn't go anywhere. It sits on you like a big toad. It sits on you and says, I got all day. I can do this all day. If you want to keep running away, if you want to keep not looking at this, go ahead. How many years you got? How many decades you want to spend on this? And I feel like right now, some of you have already spent decades on this. And part of the mission, part of this connection, I'm keep looking at this nature spirits. I almost feel like this is somebody, I might just be speaking to a few of you right now. This is somebody's twin flame, and you've run away from them. They've run away from you. This might just be for a few of you. So this is not a twin flame reading, but this is a reason for that being in your life, is that this person's here to sit on you like a toad until you look at this. Okay? Until you look at this and you heal yourself. No one's coming to heal you. No one's going to do it for you. You can't outsource this. You can't say, hey, here's my sweater. Go clean it and bring it back like it's brand new. That's not it, because the learning is in the actual act of the cleaning. So this 10 of Swords, you may find that you're drawn to. So if this is not a twin flame necessarily, doesn't have to be, who cares? Forget about the label. If there's a person or people or situation that you're drawn to over and over again, it's because you haven't cleaned the sweater. You let someone else do it. I got a mani-pedi. That's fine. I'm taking care. I got a massage. I got taking care of myself. Okay. That's what the Queen of Pentacles would say. And the Queen of Pentacles, when she's really done the cleaning, think about the difference that when you finally tackle a job, let's just say, this is silly. So I had I had a cooler that I was brought back from the beach. There was all kinds of stuff in it. There was like grapes in there. There was all kinds of yucky stuff in there too, and whatever. And I just ignored it. I just didn't want to clean it out. It was gross. This was like when I was in high school. It was disgusting. And I didn't, and that for that reason I didn't want to touch it, because I was like, it's gross and disgusting. I don't want to touch it. But it got grosser and more disgusting every day. I let it sit in the trunk of my car. And I knew it was back there because it would wobble around. I'd be like, oh, there's a big disgusting bomb back there. Couldn't throw it away. Can't just throw it away. Can't, you can get someone else to do it, but there's something about the opening it up, the dumping it out, the cleaning it, and then having that cooler for another day that is going to be what's asked of you. There's something that's driving around in your trunk, okay? This Ten of Swords, Four of Swords, there's healing energy, Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so now I'm seeing another person or another, this could even be some kind of devotion or some kind of forced reverence in your life, something you were forced to respect or revere or bow down to, something that was not of your choice. This could be a person in your family that you were forced to interact with. This could be a belief system that you did not share, but you were forced to do that. This is another part of this healing. I don't know how these two interact. This is very man-made, right? The Hierophant is very man-made. Nature spirits, very natural, right? What's church to you? Because this is the Hierophant, right? This is the Pope. So this is something that is created based on an ideology. This is something, also, you could have an ideology around Mother Nature and around, but this feels, because part of this reading is saying that there's something natural to you that deserves your reverence, that deserves that kind of respect. You clean out that cooler, I respect you. You clean that out. And this Page of Swords and Page of Pentacles, there's something here for you to learn that you can't get any other way. You can't learn this any other way than by going into that darkness, into this shadow aspect. And it's happening we are right now in that 999 portal. If you haven't watched that reading that I did, September 9th through September 18th, if you add 8 and 1, that's another 9. So 999 portal. September is the 9th month. This is about closure happening around the 19th, which is where that full moon is. And so in the run up to that, all of these things could be opening up to you. There could be a person making some kind of offer, or there's a love offer on the table. And does it open up a Pandora's box. Okay? It opens up a Pandora's box for you. And this is something to be dealt with, not to let it roll around in the back of your trunk. Your job is to really face it. So there's something here about this, this poor bastard that comes into your life, and Knight of Swords. Like, you're ready very quickly. This turns into something that is much more meaningful, not necessarily because of this person themselves, but because of what they evoke in you. What shows up, what comes out of you. What comes out of you. Look at all the pages. Childhood stuff. Page of Cups. Another healing card. The Star. The Fool. New beginning. Seven of Pentacles. This is about investing the time and energy in the healing because the new chapter is about to begin. And I went back and I look at the titles that I make for videos, and I'm like, wow, go back and look, because that is the path here. We're like, okay, there's a new chapter opening. We're heading for the age of Aquarius. Super. But hey, some of you didn't pay your bar bill on that cruise, and they're holding you. They won't let you off that boat until you pay that bill. That happened one time. That did. The only time I've ever taken a cruise. So it was very, very like embarrassing and kind of awkward, but it was sort of like, okay, I thought we were doing it all along, but that wasn't happening. So we paid it and we got off the boat. But that's kind of the thing. It's like, to get to the next chapter here, someone pulls you inside and says, hey, there's one more thing, just a little thing that you have to do. It might be embarrassing. It might be a little bit like, where did this come from? Or why do I feel like this? Or why is this being evoked in me? Why am I having to learn? Why am I having to deal with this? This is a big deal. Okay? Before you graduate to this next level of consciousness, and it is coming, this bill must be paid. All right. I'm going to keep going. If this is your reading, I'm going to go deeper into this reading. Let's look at what you don't see coming. Let's see how to handle this. I'll get some guidance and we'll see where it's going. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. If you want to continue on, there's a link below. Otherwise, Pathfinders, let's just keep going.